Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Saurav Gupta, and I welcome you all, Honorable Principal Sir, and respected faculty, and my dear friends. I welcome you all in this webinar on soft skills, which is in association with Techno Skill Group. So, as I said, I am an MS from BITS Pilani. So, I'm like you guys who are attending this webinar, and so as we all know that we are going through this pandemic nowadays. So we are sitting at home, and this lockdown is there. So most of the colleges are coming up with these kind of webinars so that the students can be benefited in this time, okay, in this corona time. So that's why we are here. So definitely we'll be talking about the changes in soft skills. So nowadays things are changing, and the way things are changing, the way we work, the way we think, the way we used to work in past years, and now things are changing, and this is a metamorphosis which is taking place nowadays. So as I'm a corporate trainer, so I used to meet various HRs, and I provide training to their employees. So we sit across, and we discuss all these things and what all things are changing. So I just wanted to discuss all these things with you students, so that you will come to know that how can we be benefited by this situation. So what are the things which have been changed, and what are the things which are changing, and what is there in the womb of future for you. Okay, so in this seminar we'll be talking about. Let me just move on to the PPT wala part, and okay. So now again, uh, this is what we are going through. So we are or we will be going through the most radical transformation the world has ever seen, and people are justly terrified, excited, and depressed, heartbroken, and hopeful all at once. So many mixed feelings are here, and people don't know what to do, and uh, you know people who have 5 years, 10 years, um, uh, 10 years plans in their kitty, but nowadays they are not able to follow that plan, because things are changing. So all the world is in mess. So in this webinar we'll be talking about the various skills which we can develop through lockdown, or maybe during the lockdown, or maybe after lockdown, what skills we'll be needing to get a job. So we will be talking about only a job per se at this point of time, and we will also recognize some of the opportunities which will be open for the candidates, engineering candidates, after COVID-19 lockdown is over. And again, we'll also see the what are the various things which have changed in communication per se. So we'll also be discussing that, and plus we will also see how can we gain confidence when we go for interview. Okay, and then we'll see that what are the various employability skills which are there and which should be there in a candidate, so that that person or that candidate can be hired. Okay, so let us start. And so here you see it has been said in the recent survey that 67% of the workers lost jobs during lockdown. Okay, so now here you see that Okay, so here you see that 75 of percent of the worker lost their jobs during lockdown. This is what the Ajim Premji University has surveyed, and people are losing their job. So what next? So what is the corona effect? So until now, during this 50-51 days, this lockdown, here you see that the corona effect, because of corona effect, the Infosys has deferred promotions, salary hikes, even Cognizant to slash 7,000 jobs. TCS and Wipro was also walking on the same lane, and now even most of the companies are saying that they are not hiring any fresher, or maybe fresher is talk of the I mean, fresher is not in question right now, but they are not even hiring experienced people, and even Uber is cutting jobs. So 3,700 jobs is something which is Uber has decided, and now Zomato is also laying off people around 13% of the workforce. Okay, so again the pay cuts are there. So many companies are there which are affected from this. So I'm not here to scare you guys, but let us understand what all industries have been impacted. So we all know that during this lockdown, various industries have been impacted. For example, the automobile industry is there, aviation is there, tourism, food and beverage, and even education industry. I mean, our colleges are closed, schools are closed, even people are not able to complete their PhDs, so they are extending their time for PhDs. So many things, even the exams are not happening, and even agriculture productivities has been hampered, and even the apparel industry is taking that jolt, and IT industry has also lost some of the projects though, and real estate is also impacting. So all of the industries are impacting. Okay, so it is not like that only one industry has been impacted. So many industries have been impacted. So let us understand that what exactly. So could you please tell me that what exactly is the the common thread between all the industries, and among all the industries, what has been the common thread? Common thread, I mean to say, common thread means what is there which is actually binding these all industries. So the answer is very favorable to us, and that is technology. So technology is there, which is the common thread amongst all the industries. So be it uh, the the, the automobile industry, be it the food and beverage, be it the the real estate industry. All the industries are connected through technology, and this is something boon for us, that we are technological guys. So at this point of time, it is a good news. So bad news was that people are losing their jobs, and the good news is that we are technological guys, and we know technology, and that is something. This is a good news for us. So let us understand this COVID-19 or this lockdown analogy with this. What do we do when our system attacked by a virus? I can see some of the people are yes, I have increased. I'm okay. We can see here. Okay, am I audible? Can somebody write something? Okay, great. So technology. Very nice, Shandu. I can see that you have answered it so well. So now, let us take this example. What do we do when our system is attacked by a virus? So the answer is we restart. Okay, use firewall, and we reboot, and sometimes we have to reinstall the new operating system. Yes, no? Okay, great. So now here you see that if your system is corrupt, so by a virus, you have to reinstall, right? Now, what happens when we reboot, or when we are hit by our systems, or maybe the virus hits our systems? What happens? So we lose our data. We sometimes we feel bad. Most of the times we feel bad, and we are stuck somewhere. And even uncertainty is there that whether we can find our uh, you know data or not, because data is something which is very important nowadays. So we also think about that, and sometimes we also think that okay, I had got that Adobe software on my system, that was paid version, this version, that version. So sometimes we lose softwares also, very important softwares also, right? And then, so this happens. And now if we need to install new software, then what will happen? Then we what all things we need when we want to install new systems? So we need an administrator, we need new OS, maybe CD, maybe any other device on which the operating system is there. We need a lot of patience, because when we install that new operating system, we have to see that how much time it is taking. And then additional softwares also, that if you need Adobe, you need some Windows, MS Office, you need some other various softwares are there. Then after that, you also need some maybe you want to increase some system specification. Maybe you want to increase your RAM to 4 GB to 8 GB, 8 GB to some other specification. And then you see that if you can recover your data also. So recovery softwares also this time you want to install, if you want to you want, as a precautionary measure, you want to install the recovery software. So you do that, right? And what will happen once we install new OS? Then what will happen? Let me just see how people are answering. Clashing can also lead to issues in systems. Okay, very nice. Yes, Chaudhary. And Veena Bajugar is saying that good. Okay, now, okay, now can you hear me? Veeram Radhika. Okay, little louder. Okay, just a moment, just a moment. Okay, now can you hear me? Okay, so now what will happen when we install new OS? So we get newer interface. So here we'll get new interface. We will get probably better speed. We'll get better graphics. You must have seen when you change your system, and when you change your operating system, when better graphics are there, then more space, because you get rid of the unwanted data. Then updated software also, you get updated software. And plus you feel good because of the graphics, because of the better speed, because of more space, you feel good. And as I said, system is free of unwanted data and better specification, right? So sometimes you upgrade your system, you put in some uh, new softwares, maybe some specification, you change the processor, you change uh, the uh, the RAM. Okay, so now same happens. So here you see that if virus hits your system, then what you do, you have to reinstall. So here the blessing is disguised, or I would say the silver lining in the cloud is that the lockdown is the time for reinstallation for all of us. I can see some answers. Tarunav Chandra is saying that security is updated. Nikita is saying improves the stability, very nice, and better security. And Aniket Gupta, Ritesh Raluke is saying latest application are accessible, very nice. Thank you so much. You guys are wonderful. You are participating in it. And yes, Chaudhary says that lockdown can get us back on the track. Okay, great. So this is actually the reinstallation time for us. Okay, so now let us see that what all skills we learn from this during this lockdown. So here, as you can see, that patience is something which is which you should be having at this point of time. Okay, and here willingness to change, that is something very important. and I should have put it in red, but willingness to change means that you should not feel like, okay, lockdown is there, I was doing so well in my college and I was amongst the toppers, and finally this is all lockdown happened. So this person has got the average marks, and now we have to uh, do this. We need to get this average marks. So now you must be feeling bad. Toppers must be feeling bad for average students. I mean, because average students are also getting average marks, and toppers are also getting some marks equivalent to them, right? So you must be feeling bad. So don't feel bad about it, because I'll tell you what all opportunities this lockdown is having for you. And number three is curiosity. So now, as an engineer graduate, or as engineer graduates, we this time we need to be curious about what is happening, what I can learn from the from my surroundings, what is there which is accepted in the industry nowadays, what industry is making what are the products of various other industries. So this curiosity must be there now. Okay, now you have to set new vision. New vision means that you need to see, or you need to decide where exactly you want to go. Whether you want to go to Infosys, or you want to go to some TCS, or maybe you want to go to Tata Motors, or Tata Motors, or any other company. So for that matter, you need to understand that what exactly you like. Okay, because once you come to know about your liking and what you love to do, then definitely you will be passionate about it. Otherwise, in our college, what we do, we know that okay, TCS coming and Cognizant is coming, so they'll take 70, 80 candidates, and our class has only 120 or 140 students. So 50% will be taken by Cognizant, and the other 50% will be taken by Infosys. But nowadays, the scenario is not the same. Scenario is different nowadays. And now new perspective towards life. So this is also very important, that you should not think that okay, this is the end of life, and I should have done better, or I would have done better if this lockdown did not happen. So you should not think in that way, and yes, be positive about it. This is the time to for self reflection. So for self reflection means you should know about your strength, your about weakness. You should know about what exactly you want to achieve in life. And TCS is paid one. Somebody is saying something. Tech Mahindra, yes, Tech Mahindra is my company. I work with Tech Mahindra. Poonam Khade is asking our system. Okay. So yes, even this self reflection is something let me tell you my example. I did my MS from Bits Pilani, and I worked with Tech Mahindra, IBM, and I worked in Cisco also. But finally I realized that this is something I don't like, so I want to get into training. So I learned things from training industry, and I joined Symbiosis as a training placement head. So I worked there, and there I found my passion for training. So this is something very important, that you guys, there was no lockdown at that point of time when I did my engineering in 2004. So maybe I did not do that reflection, self reflection. So I mean, 50 days are there in which no distraction is there. You need not to go to college, no submission, no assignment. Yeah, some assignments must be there online, but yes, I mean, there shouldn't be any strict discipline from the teachers. So maybe you can think about this self-reflection part. And yes, this technology inclination is something very important, because this is the only thread which is binding all the industries, other industries. So if you are technologically sound, then nothing can stop you. And the last one, which is very important and which is very close to my heart, which is entrepreneurship. So I mean, entrepreneurship means that if you why exactly you are looking for a job, why can't you do something so that you can generate some jobs. Okay, what you want to do in life, and what exactly is there which is stopping you. Why can't you make a small plan, why can't you just you know uh, do something so that you can generate some employment for some people. For example, nowadays I was reading newspaper, and I got to know that Nowadays, even hotels are coming up with online menus, right? I mean, digital menus, so that there shouldn't be any touch to the paper. So now this online menu are coming. Then so many things. Social distancing. That Arogya Setu is there. So social distancing. Maybe you can develop a social distancing app, or something of that sort. If you have some plan, just work on that plan, and meet your mentors. Your mentors will definitely tell you that how to how to make that plan feasible, and how to materialize that plan. So entrepreneurship is something, and don't go for that. I don't have funds, I don't have this, I don't have that. What you have, that is more than sufficient. Okay. So for any business, you don't need money, you don't just need passion, and you just need that self confidence that yes, it will work. And I'm sure that definitely this time is uh, very important for the entrepreneurs, because they will definitely come up with something, so that the world will change. Okay, time is very less. Otherwise, I have got so many other plans also, because I mentor some entrepreneurs also. So I know some other plans, but we will shall discuss it later. Now, let us discuss about the job search post COVID-19, and this is something very important. When I said job search, some people must be thinking that with the higher eyebrows, what will happen? I mean, there is no job after the COVID-19, but you are wrong. The good news is that there there is going to be huge mammoth job demand. I'm telling you. Yes, Chaudhary is saying, what are the primary requirements before heading into job sectors? Okay, yes, we will talk about it. So now there would be huge demand. Why am I telling you all these things? Because see, these 3 months, I would say 3 months lockdown has squeezed the time for the industries. Now industries have the targets to fulfill, and industries have the targets to achieve, and now they have only 9 months. So they will be requiring more workforce, they'll be requiring more job ready people. You know what job ready? Job ready means they will not have time to train you guys. I mean, mind you, I would reiterate, job ready means that you already know the job, you already know the coding. They will not give you any chance, or they will not have time to train you guys. So again, make your network, you know start connecting with people on LinkedIn. Show your work. If you are presenting a paper, show them your IEEE publication, or other publications as well. Increase your network, cooperate with people. You go to the medical store next door and ask him that, Bhaiya, I will develop a software for you. Go to any kirana shop and tell them, Bhaiya, I will make software for you, so that you can take this, at least this, you know this particular colonies orders you can take online. So coordinate, cooperate with them, learn the skills which are in demand, like AI, data science, IoT. All the new houses which are coming, they are all connected houses. Even the cars are smart nowadays. So earlier we used to have smartphones, but now the cars are smart. So you can start AC of your car. You can just close your car. You can switch off, or maybe off your car from your mobile. So these are the kind of cars which are coming. So see, again, the technology plays very important role. Now, the number last point is many companies. So again, India is the youngest India has got the youngest population. Okay, so most number of young people are there in India. So by 2025, around 300 to 500 companies are coming to India from other countries, because India is the India's work and workforce is favorable to them. So they are coming again, and that Chinese companies, so the US companies, or the Indian companies, or other companies which are in China, because of this COVID-19, they are planning to come back to. They are changing their base. So if India takes that bus, then nothing like it. So huge job demand is there, and this is something I'm not telling you. but I have heard it, or I have listened it from the head HRs of the companies. So I'm not telling this; they are telling me that a lot of demand is going to come. We need to be ready. Okay, so now let us see how the so these are, so we talked about the skills to be learned in during this lockdown. Now job search, so job search is going to be very interesting, and it is favorable for job ready people. Okay, I'll tell you what job ready means and what are the skills which are required to be job ready. Now, new development. So communication is something which we all know that it is how you communicate, how you express yourself. So I'm not talking about Hindi, English, or Marathi, or any other language. I'm talking about the next part of it, because see, nowadays the communication is different, because you can't see that person, or you can't that person can't see you. So it is up to you that how you visualize, how you talk, that that person can actually visualize what you are talking. You should be very good with the storytelling. This is what we train people on. So recently I got this opportunity to train students from SIBM, and I trained them on storytelling. So storytelling means nowadays when you go for interview, nobody wants to listen that okay, my name is this is, I have 5 members in my family and I am from Rajasthan, or I am from UP. Nobody wants to listen this. They want to listen something which the other 1,000 people cannot talk. So you maybe you can start with the story, like let me tell you about my project, how it started, what I had in my mind, what I wanted to do, what I did, and what I will do in future. Okay, so this is storytelling is something. It is the new skill in it is the new future skill, and which we are giving training to our corporate. So even the experienced people are also learning this art of storytelling. Then again, creative writing skills. So when I say creative writing skills, I mean that people are not people cannot see you, people are not in front of you. What you need to do, you need to write creatively. If you want, you can use some emojis, you can put your emotions in your writing, because when you see emails are very I would say very flat. So there is no. Sometimes we don't know how to set the tone in our email. So again, you need to be very creative while you write the emails, while you are writing to your client or your counterpart. This articulation is also very important. How you articulate. So but, everybody speaks. So people will come and they will talk to HR, but how will you make a difference? How will you articulate? How will you put certain emphasis on certain things, and how would you uh, you know how would you impress or maybe express yourself in front of the interviewer? So this is something also very important. Then again, familiarity with the communication tools means nowadays the online tools are there. For example, Zoom is there, YouTube, all live streaming is there. So many things are coming, like Skype is there, WhatsApp is there. So you should be familiar with the communication tools, so that you can maintain this social distancing also, plus you can get your work done also. Okay, so these are the new developments which are happening in communication. And now these are the skills which you require to be confident in interview. So for example, you need to be very good with the telephone etiquette, then how to start the phone, and how to listen to that person, how to fill that dead air, because sometimes if you listen to that person thinks that you have dropped the call. So you need to use some fillers also, ha ha, who, hey, hey. So this is what you need to use. And again, so how you express yourself. For example, if somebody asks you that how are you a leader or follower, so you should say that okay, uh, let me tell you, then when I started my project, I did not know how to work on it, but we had 5 people in my group, and so since I had good rapport with my HOD, so HOD gave me the task to head this particular group, and I did not know anything about it, but somehow I make the a proper timetable, who will do what and this and that to do test, and finally we could make this project in 45 days, and our HOD appreciated us and this and that. So this is how you make the story, and you need not to tell that I am hardworking, I am punctual, I am positive. Because what story I told you, na, that story tells you that you are hardworking, you are a leader, you are having good rapport building skills. So this is how you should be able to, now you should able to describe your strengths, right? And then I hope I am audible. What job do you recommend for? Okay, somebody is asking what jobs you can recommend for civil engineering students during lockdown. See, I'm not here talking about civil engineering, mechanical engineering, computer science, and other engineering. I'm talking about that how things are changing and how you can miss the bus. You may miss the bus, or how you can catch the bus, right? So I'm talking about the skills which you can acquire, so that whether you are a civil engineer, or you are a mechanical engineer, or you are a computer science engineer, you should be employable, right? So those things I'm talking about. So when it comes to civil engineering, you should also have these kind of skills. If you want to, civil engineers can also go for uh, IT. Maybe you can also create some home. Some smart homes. Or maybe if you want to get into only civil engineering also. So civil engineering. The the sites are all sites are there, people are there, so they need people to work on their site, and as a site engineer you can always join. So but yes, it will take some time. Okay, so by that time you can acquire these skills, so that whenever you meet the prospective client, you should be able to grab that job. See, this time the you know you will not be given 3 or 4 opportunities. This time it will be given only one opportunity, because so many people are waiting in the queue, right? So just don't waste time, and just don't take things lightly, because we are resting at home. So if we are not doing anything, at least have some skills, so that have some good habits, have some skills, so that whenever you meet your client, maybe your dream company, then you are employable and you get the job. Okay, so now storyteller technique and plus coding familiarity. So coding is something which is again which comes into picture again, that now when we study, then even when I was in my engineering, I did not get time to do that coding, that much coding, I would say. Coding time was there, so we used to have a curriculum to follow, so that's why. But finally you have got 50 days at home, and you can practice data structure, you can practice coding, you can practice some object oriented programming, maybe C, C++, Java, or maybe Hadoop. So these basic concepts, at least you can get familiar with. And as I said, that go out and ask people that how can you help them, have hands-on experience on the projects you have made. So if you have made a project on maybe online shopping, then probably you should see that how the code works, and how the different how the data is flowing. So checkpoints you can put, and you can see that okay, this is integer, this is float, this is how it is going, this is the loop, this is. So let's not get into the technical things, okay, because my engineer will come out. Anyways, so adaptive to change again. Yes, this is very adaptive. This is the time where you need to be very adaptive. Let me tell you something, that even I have given training to various corporates across India, like Maruti, Tata Motors. I have traveled from Sikkim to Sikkim to this part, Gujarat, and Kashmir to Kanyakumari. I have traveled a lot. But when this COVID-19 came, I was thinking that what will happen to training industry, because we used to have this experience of training people one to one. I mean, not one to one, one to many. And I see people, I see their body language, I see how they behave, how they talk, and then we work on with them. but finally it all came. So within for first 15 days I could not think of anything. I was full of negativity. I was thinking what to do, what not to do. But finally I got these offers from various corporates that, okay, I want you to train my employees on this and that, positivity, motivation, and stress management. And then some of the colleges also approached me, like Divya Patil is there, so they approached me. Even all some other colleges also approached me to train their students, so that you know they can also learn some skills. Even I train faculties also on experiential learning. So the point which I want to make over here, that I also adapt to change now. So I am thinking that I am I am giving you training, one to many now. So you many are listening to me, and I am giving you training. So I am just visualizing that you guys are in front of me. So I am adaptive to change. So I request you guys that you should also adapt to changes, because change is something which is constant. Okay, I mean, sorry, constant. The change is not change is the what we call change is the only constant. Yes. Now, innovative approach. So other day I was talking to this HR, and he told me that, yeah, Saurabh, uh, all the people, I go to colleges, 60% of the students have the same kind of CV. Okay, same hobbies, same liking, I mean, not same project, but I mean, the backbone of the project is same, like online shopping, library management system, or that GPS thing. So he was telling me that sort of most of the people have the same kind of CVs, but how what we see is how innovative that person is. Whether that person has got something which stands him or her out. Whether that person can express innovatively, whether that person can tell us something which we did not hear from other candidates. So that innovative approach is there. So you need to be very creative in your in preparing your CV, or maybe while you are talking about your CV. So things will be same, right? Your strength are same. Most of the people change their father's name and their date of birth, and rest of the things are changed. I mean, the rest of the things are same. So so be innovative in your approach, and then do your homework. So do your homework means which company you are going to, what are their products, what their employees do, what skill set they need, where is their headquarter. So these are the things which you should know, and now you become choosy about your company. For example, you see that, okay, these five companies are my target, and I need to get job in these five companies only. And then you start working on those companies. You go to their website, you learn what they do, how they do, what are the different products, in which technology they are working. So these are the things which will make you job ready, or maybe not job ready, but at least that company will feel, okay, this person has something, and this person has done some homework. Okay, so these are the things which are required. For example, somebody has written, who is that person, SWOT analysis. That is very rightly said, that SWOT, Yutika Donga has said SWOT analysis. So if I ask you that what are your strengths, you will say, I am positive, I have a positive mind, I am honest, and I am hardworking. Okay, so I will think that how that hardworking thing is related to my job. If I am asking you for a coding job, then hardworking, I need technical people, I need analytical mind. I don't need only hardworking people, right? I want efficient people. Okay, so here you need to understand that you need not to talk what you want to say, you need to say what the other person wants to hear. Okay, so this happens in interviews, because when it happens, I'm not saying that it is your fault, because when we used to give interview, we used to think that this is what I want to say. I don't know, or I don't, it does not bother me whether what you want to hear from me, it does not, I don't pay heed to it. I just say what I want to say. And that was the only thing which was missing, right? So here now we see things that what exactly you want to hear from us, and then we speak the same language, right? So this is how you can increase your confidence in the interview. And then employability skills. So here you see that employability skills, these are the employability skills. So here your ability, what you can do, your what all trainings you have done, what is your knowledge, what is your learning, and what is your competence. Competence means things which you can do easily, and things which in which you can apply your knowledge. So skill means application of knowledge. So here, what is your experience? Experience, you guys are fresher, I know, but experience means what is your experience in your project. So most of the times, what happens that you are, I mean, you are not very familiar with your project, because uh, one project is shared between 3 4 students, and now one student is working on it. Other people are only uh, you know involved in photocopy part. So that happens you know most of the times, because I have taught in engineering colleges also. So I know, I'm not saying that you guys do, but some of the people do it. So what happens that when that person asks you that uh, tell me about your project, or what challenges did you face while working on this project, then probably you can't able to express yourself properly, right? And so sometimes they ask you what are your challenges, and what sometimes they also ask you that what are your achievements, okay? And sometimes they also change you they also ask you that what are your failures, okay? So these are the things which you have not even thought about, right? So that is the problem, that we lack this self reflection. We don't see that what exactly we want to do. Sometimes we do something we don't like, right? And when we get into that rat race, then we come to know, okay, this is something I do not like, and why am I doing this 9 to 5 job, right? So this is the time where we can learn these things, with these skills and these abilities which can learn. Employability skills we can acquire, and we can express ourselves in a better manner, because we all know that we are unique and we have right skills. We also want to do well in our life, and we also have great knowledge, and we guys are technical also. But when it comes to expression, we we fail to express. Let me tell you why we fail to express. Because sometimes language comes into picture, because you speak some other language, maybe the mother tongue you use at home or with your friends, and when it comes to uh, your interview part, then this interview happens in global language, and that is English language. So maybe you are not comfortable, and plus what happens that maybe you have not thought about it, that these are my skills and these are my strengths, and you feel like you'll go there and you will say whatever comes to your mind. So it does not happen in that way, and you should be ready to express yourself. And the best part is in interview, which I share with my students when I meet them. I share with these things with my students, that the the best part of interviews, maybe the interview is that when you go for interview, 90% of the questions are defined. You must be thinking, what are those 90% of the questions? So those questions are like, tell me something about yourself. So you already know about yourself. Then they ask you that, tell me about your project. You have already prepared the project. They'll ask you, what are your strengths? Must be having the same. I mean, these are your strengths. Then they ask you that, okay, what are your weakness? Are you a leader? Are you a follower? What are your achievements, accomplishments, failure, mistakes? So everything. I mean, 90%. 10% is something they will ask you that, okay, make this Fibonacci program. or solve this problem. So these are the things which they can ask. 10% window is there, but 90% is in your favor, or it's in your hand. So 90% can be prepared, and 10% is something which you cannot prepare. But again, with training, you can also take control of this 90%. So this is what we train people on. We train people on the skills that you can do well in interview, and you can take 95% control of your interview. As I told you that these are the questions which are there, and there is also one technique through which you can you know uh, I would not say instigate, but you can actually answer in a way that the other person will ask you a question which you want that person to ask. Okay, so this is also talk in our interview skills classes. So these skills which I talked about, like visualization, storytelling, and then creative writing, then your expression, then talk about your technical project, because I'm a technical person, so I'll tell you that how to narrate the story about your project, because your project is not that boring. Okay, you feel that project is very boring, but it is not. You should be able to talk about your project in a very layman term, that this is how I started, and you talk about ideas. You don't talk about that I did this project, because of your body language it seems that you have not worked on your project, right? So this is how you can learn from the various classes, I mean the class which we provide. And before we get into the class thing, if you have any question, please do ask. And let me just see. uh, okay, feedback from active only. Acha. So somebody is asking any questions, guys? You can ask question. Internship from home. Okay. Ritesh Saluke is asking, sir, can you please talk about? Okay. Yes, Ritesh, you can do internship from home. There are certain sites like Upwork.com, Freelancer.com. You can go there, you can bid, and you can get very good softwares. I mean, you can get very good work from there. So there are some other sites also. So I have recommended these two sites to my students, and they have earned a lot of money from these sites. Upwork.com and Freelancer.com. Any other question? Any question, guys? What type of questions they ask in HR rounds? Okay. They ask, as I told you, they ask different type of questions like skills, your weakness, your strength. Are you a leader, follower? Would you work on weekends? And why you want to join our company? So there are 35 questions which we prepare for our students. So it depends person to person. So we'll create stories around your life, like your childhood, your college life, and your why should I hire you. So these three stories we'll create around you, and you have to answer all these questions within these three stories only. So these are there are so many other questions also which we'll discuss in our other lectures. And HR, yes, this is something very important. When you go there and when HR asks you any question, then you can come up with your question, that what is the culture of the organization, what all skills should I know before I join your organization. And you can always ask that what is the hierarchy, whether it is a flat hierarchy, or what is the hierarchy means project manager, then team lead, fresher, something of that sort, right? So come up with your question. Do ask questions when you go for interview. Data science, we will talk about data science, but time is not permitting us. Do the companies value online courses completed on Coursera and Udemy? See, it's not about whether you are completing course online or offline. What knowledge do you have? So you should know how to complete certain course. For example, people know Java. People complete Java course and they pay 60,000. But when I ask them what is OOPS concept, they will not be able to tell me what are OOPS concept, inheritance, data abstraction, data binding. So they don't know. So there is a technique through which you should study, and there is a technique through which you should express. So in the coming classes we will talk about that what you know. See, you know only 20%, but in the classes we will discuss how to express this 20% so that they feel that you have expressed yourself 100%. See, let me tell you, in 10 minutes you cannot see whether I am intelligent or not. In these 10 minutes only I need to tell you that what kind of person I am, right? So you should be able to exhibit those kind of traits. And what happens after 10 minutes, you know, you rejuvenate, you get active, and after 10 minutes this person will say we'll get back to you, right? So within 10 minutes what you need to do, that is something we'll discuss in our next classes. What have the questions about data structure, link list, how to, you know, link list is there, then stack questions are there, then whether coming job will be beneficial in technical or marketing sets. See, technical jobs are coming, marketing jobs are coming, because people are having less time now. 3 months have been vanished, right? So we have got only 9 months to achieve our targets. So we have to be very careful, very meticulous approach you should have. You should not waste your time. How to crack interview? Okay, getting task up is not that easy for beginners since buyers look most. Okay. You see, Upwork and freelancer, if you want to work for free, you can take their job and you can work for free. If they like your job, they will definitely give you more job. Okay. So here we are having less time now. Three. So here, as you see that as I speak about, as I spoke about the various employability skills and personality development traits which we should have to get to crack interview. We are starting this course from 20th of May, and we have kept the fees very nominal. Okay, it is only 999, and this is a 15 days online session, only 2 hours daily. And in this we will be talking about the storytelling thing, visualization, and how to crack interview. Okay, and 35 questions we will prepare you on, and we will also prepare you on your technical project. So whether you have worked on the GPS thing or library management system or any other management system, we will prepare you on your project also, so that you can and you can answer at least 3 questions pertaining to your project. And once you are done with 3 questions, then they feel that you are intelligent and you can quickly learn things, right? So this is so any other question regarding the Andrea, what will be the upcoming technologies? IT sector mein there are other technologies like Hadoop is there, then artificial intelligence is there, and there are some other technologies in electronics. IoT is there, right? So this is here you see Technowings. Here you can see that www.technowingsindia.com. This website is there. So if you want to check anything, you can go onto this website and check for the other details. And you can call on these numbers to get registered. And the date has been decided, 20th of May 2020. So we okay. So any other question? Let me see. Feedback link. Okay. Okay. So let's see you guys on 20th of May. If you have any doubt, you can just mail me on technowings1@gmail.com. Okay. So I'll answer you on that. And I wish you all the best, and stay home and stay safe. Thank you so much. Okay, this is Saurabh Gupta signing off. Thank you so much.